And the other thing is, it always feels like a gender battle. Like it's always men versus women. And even at home, I cannot talk about this with my own husband. I cannot talk about men's rights with him. I want to kill him in about 30 seconds. And I'm like, I'm on your team. Like, I represent dudes and I hate you. And I'm never extreme enough for him. And he likes to spew facts at me. Like, men are always guilty when the police come. I'm like, what? Who? Have you been arrested? Last time I checked, you've never even been investigated. What do you mean this always happens? He's like, you know it's true. It's a fact. I'm like, oh my God, it's a fact again. And I do know it's true. I actually watch my poor male clients get arrested for ridiculous stuff all day. I can give you 100 case studies that would break your heart. But when he says that, I want to deck him. And why? Why does it have to be that way? Why can't I just calm down and listen and not be in competition? And I can't. I fail, at least at home. I'll try to do better for you, doctor.
Greetings, my lions. Have you ever had a conversation with your woman or any other woman in your circle where you are laying out all the facts logically, and when you shut up, waiting for her to provide her data to justify what she is saying, which is usually the opposite of what you just laid down, she cannot back up her beliefs, but she will not back down from her belief? My lions, don't be angry with her. Believe it or not, this is just female nature in action. Before we get deeper into this, don't forget to smash the subscribe button and like up the video. You see me?
And he likes to spew facts at me, like men are always guilty when the police come. I'm like, what? Who? Have you been arrested? Last time I checked, you've never even been investigated. What do you mean this always happens? He's like, you know it's true. It's a fact. I'm like, oh my God, it's a fact again. And I do know it's true. I actually watch my poor male clients get arrested for ridiculous stuff all day. I can give you 100 case studies that would break your heart. But when he says that, I want to deck him.
This is a well-educated lady who advocates for men's rights, but freely admits that her need to be right prevents her from admitting to her husband that he is right. And what does she want to do to him? Put her hands around his neck and squeeze. For us men, this makes no darn sense, because if someone explains their position with logic and reason and it goes against what we believe, we will, on average, modify our belief. The average woman, she ain't doing that. Women are emotional beings. When she comes to you discussing whatever is on her mind, she's not seeking emotional support. She isn't looking for the truth and solutions. Telling her the truth could be the worst thing for your relationship. You see me?
Let's look up the definition of boss. Boss, noun, a person in charge of a worker or organization, union bosses. Or verb, giving orders or domineering manner. Boss makes a lot of sense, especially when black women use it, because they're certainly not in charge of workers.
I'm in charge of my own schedule.
Okay. Do you have any children?
Yes, I do.
When they were 5 or 8 years old, they could have been in charge of making up their bed. Does that make them bosses?
Yeah, bosses of their own domain.
Are you trying to be Are you really trying to be serious?
Yeah, bosses of their own domain.
Are you trying to be Are you really trying to be serious?
This woman on the phone knew she was wrong for calling herself the boss. And when given the meaning of the word boss and an example of her kid making the bed, guess what she does? She refused to admit she was wrong. Instead, she just moved the goalpost in whatever direction that will appear to make her be right. Damn foolishness.
I have no problem with this logic. This makes sense based on the numbers. We are definitely going to likely run into an average earning black man over a high earning black man. That is more probable. It is possible to run into a higher earning black man depending on what circles you travel in, but it is more probable for us to run into an average earning man. Nothing wrong with that. This is not a flex against the way that black men are generating income in this society. Here is the issue that we are having. Let me be clear on that.
Oh, man, here we go.
The issue is navigating the black man's shame and fragility about where he stands economically as a whole.
Now, who saw that coming?
Right? This is the core motivation behind them continuing to demean us for being educated and for prioritizing ourselves financially. And what I am saying is, as the self-proclaimed logical ones, how could it ever make sense that we wouldn't pursue these endeavors when many of us are coming from a poverty background and or a lower middle class background, and it's not giving us the opportunity to have this reality where women, black women, are allowed not to work. It is really not a reality. Unless we're working or we're starting a business, that's really not our reality. So how are black men, as the self-proclaimed logical ones, actually upset that women who generally tend to come from lower middle class or impoverished backgrounds are doing what it takes to obtain upward mobility? They think we should sacrifice our own functionality and upward mobility for their egos. They really think that this is a fair trade. We should sacrifice talking about our accomplishments, development, blood, sweat, and tears for your egos. That is insanity to me. It's complete insanity to me. It's audacious, it's entitled, it is ridiculous at the end of the day. So it's not the average earning that's a problem. It's the fact that black men are not realistic. That's the damn problem. Then anything that even triggers their fragile ego goes and it becomes demonized. And it's ridiculous.
This woman is agreeing that a woman is more likely to meet an average earning man in these streets, since the majority of men earn an average wage. She then goes on to say that women should shoot for the top 1% men, and no one should tell them otherwise. We have discussed this in other videos, so I'll let kendrag provide an answer for her.
Some women are mad at me because I said that women keep focusing on tall, dark, and handsome, 6 figures, and they're passing up the good guy, the nice guy that wants to take you out. Why should we have to settle, Kendra? We should have somebody on our level. Well, let me share with you guys some data. Information that I can confirm from hosting a dating show for the last 3 years. Okay, so every night I might get 100 single women who are looking for a relationship. Most of these women want committed relationships. Out of those 100 women, I may get 10 men. So let's just start right there. If I have 100 single women and 10 men, automatically every woman is not going to get a man. Just from that right there. Now, out of the 100 women, let's say out of those 10 men, there's only really 2 men that the 100 women really want to date. Okay, now we have 100 women with 2 men. Right there, every woman is not going to get a man. Now, this man is living in heaven. There's 2 men and 100 women want to date him. What is he going to do? He's going to pick and choose because he can. He has the options to do so.
Now, my lions, what should a man do if you encounter a woman who have the need to be right, no matter what data is given to her? A woman who cannot correct her beliefs when provided with information that is incontrovertible will not be a good addition to your life. When decisions are to be made, you don't want to be arguing over someone's feelings, which contradicts common sense and logic. Therefore, you need to find a woman who ain't completely controlled by her emotions, or one that will let you make the decisions, knowing that you are a competent man of value and is looking out for her well-being at all times. Hold tight. We're gone again.